Hello everyone and welcome to the O-Scale Canadian National Railways Sanmore Subdivision. Greetings everyone. My name is Serge Lebel and I'm the owner and the builder of the O-Scale 2-Rail Canadian National Railways Sanmore Subdivision. This is December 2017 and this is episode number 1 of what I'm hoping will be a series on the construction of my O-Scale layout. First of all, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm a modeler from Eastern Canada. As probably most of you have noticed by now, I'm of French heritage. I'm from the province of Quebec, originally from New Brunswick, and I've been involved in this hobby for 39 years. That kind of makes me look old. But I started when I was 10 years old in each O-Scale. I've modeled quite a few years in N-Scale, was also a manufacturer for N-Scale signals, and about 10 years ago I've moved up to O-Scale 2-Rail, where I found really my passion and my niche, and this is what I would like to introduce to you. Okay, now here's a quick tour of the layout. I'm not going to go too much in detail because I want to save that for a future episode. But just to give you an idea, this here's my track plan. The gray line you see all around the layout is the concrete wall for the house. So I've used up the entire basement. It's 32 feet wide by 58 feet long. So it's quite a nice pad actually. And the layout starts on the other side of this wall here, so let me take you there. Alrighty, so this is where the layout actually begins or ends, depending on which way you want to take it. My layout is a point to point to point layout. It's actually staging to another staging yard. So this is one of them, which takes the trains all around the basement walls, and they end up down here, which is one of the staging yards. So this could be like point B compared to point A, which I just showed you. And this here, we're standing on we're looking at the wall that's the width, so the 32 feet width of the house, which you have right here. This here will be a place called Campbellstoke. It's going to be a pulp and paper mill. So all the spurs you see here will be for various cars going to and from the paper mill. And this is the holding yard for the paper mill. Now you're seeing the entire length of the basement. It doesn't really look that long probably on the video, but it's actually 58 feet long, so quite a good stretch there. Probably the O-Scale trains make it look so much smaller. If this were in another scale, might be a different story. And like I said, it's a true linear track plan, so there's trains only go through each scene once, and I've managed to have quite wide aisles, 3-foot aisles, anywhere I could. Of course, there are always pinch points, just like on any good layout. Sometimes you have things that you have to deal with, restrictions such as posts and everything. Now don't mind the mess, it's under construction. It's going to be that way for a long time. Okay, now here we get to another part of the layout. This part will be called Fox Junction. It's a junction between staging yard A, B, and C. There's the access to the staging yard B, which you just saw, which is under the layout. So it leaves under the layout and it comes up here and into the junction where trains will be marshaled and breaking apart for they'll be divided into east and west trains to go on the layout. We'll talk about operations in another episode. There's a line that goes to the rest of the layout here. Now this part of the layout is what I have most completed so far. I've been laying tracks for about a year and a half now. It's all hand laid tracks, so it takes a little bit of time. Now you'll see the rest of the layout, which is mostly bench work. As you can see, I have some ties put in place here, and we are headed into the center of the basement, which is called Douglas Cove. This will be basically just a seaport. So again, a lot of stuff all over the place. You can see different the layout under different stages of construction. I have the tracks, well, the ties laid here. They're not even sanded yet. I have some fresh ties that I laid this morning. And for the rest of it, there's just the cork, which I put in place again this morning. Had a pretty good day today. Some days are better than others, I guess. And exiting Douglas Cove. This part right here, that might look kind of weird. I'm building spline road bed using little pieces of pine that I cut on the table saw. And this part, I'm hoping, will be floor to ceiling scenery. It's a dream of mine ever since I've seen John Allen's Gory and Defeated. When I was a kid, it's been in my dreams, and I'm hoping this is my last layout. This is my 7th layout, actually, my 3rd basement layout, and my 2nd O-scale layout. And I'm hoping to put everything I've ever dreamed of in this layout. And this section here would be quite the scene if I can do it. I've never done it, so a lot of stuff here I've never done. I'm actually a new O-scaler, so I'm learning as I go. Here again, there'll be another bridge here. So the bench work is, not really completed and not up to par. This here will be called, it's a small station called JP. It's basically a passing siding, because I need quite a few passing sidings if I want to operate. And I'm fortunate I have a long main line for O-scale. This is not something you see every day. So I'll have plenty of passing sidings and signals, and so that should be a lot of fun. Now, if you see a lot of stuff here, don't worry. This is this is my former N-scale stuff that I'm selling. So I need to lay everything out, to take some photos, to try to list everything. So this here will be Teganish, which is the 3rd end of the layout. It's not really a staging yard. It'll be a sawmill, sawmill. But there will be one track that will extend along this wall here which will make I'll turn it into a staging yard. Probably have some scenery in there. So that'll be another staging yard. So there you have it. A quick tour of the layout. Okay, so as you can see, this is my project. This is quite an ambitious project. It should make for some interesting episodes. A word on that, if you're watching my episodes, if you want to subscribe, you're more than welcome to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm hoping to have many more episodes to come. You might not learn a lot because everything that I'm doing here is stuff that I see on the web. I'm not a professional. I'm not someone who's really modeling that much out of the box. I like to model in a traditional way. This is why I went with O-scale tool rail. But you're probably not gonna learn anything extraordinary from watching my videos. But if it's entertaining, well, there you have it. We're very fortunate. We have a great model railroad community in Canada and in the United States and all over the world for that matter. And this is my way of contributing at least some entertainment to this great hobby. Now, as far as future episodes, I'm planning to have a few episodes released maybe in a short period of time, hopefully. I want to do an episode on an in-depth view of the layout, the design, and the operations, which I'm a very big fan of. And I would also like to do a tour of my workshop, because I have a nice little workshop upstairs and a woodworking shop that's attached to it. So that should make for some interesting viewing also. Okay, so that about wraps it up for this episode number 1. If anybody wants to get in touch with me, I'm very easy to get in touch with. You can send me an email. My email, I'll try to have my email listed somewhere on the screen. My email is northshoreoscale@gmail.com, and I welcome any comments, good or bad. It's all good. So you can reach me if you have any questions, if you have any comments. I'd love to talk to you. And I would like to end this episode with running a few trains, and I'll try to do that with every episode so that it's not too much just talk and a little bit of action. So let's see some trains running. Greetings to everyone. My name is Serge Lebel. I'm the Greetings everyone. My name is Serge Lebel, and I'm the builder of the O-scale two-rail Canadian National Railways Sanmore subdivision. This is December 2017. This is the very first episode number 1 of what I'm hoping will be a series on the construction of my O-scale two-rail layout. So this episode will be a very short one. It's just to introduce myself, introduce my layout, and let me start all over again.